stop being lazy. Yeah. And I became creative. Yeah. And I learned how to create it. And now that pride's for me. So come see. Oh, come here.
Welcome back to the Silver Line Atlanta Falcons podcast. I'm your host, Sterlington. This is your co-host, Cam. And we coming at you with a quick silver reaction after the Falcons 29-28 Thursday night win in Tampa Bay over the Buccaneers. Exciting stuff. Now we get to finally celebrate a victory. Haven't gotten a chance to do that in sometime, a couple weeks ago, but, losing 5 of our last 7 going into this game, just getting knocked out of the playoffs last week, going into a division opponent. We ready for Raheem, Terry, all these boys to get out of here. But despite all our trepidation and negative feelings towards the coaching staff, the team, the ownership, all of that, we always said the number one outcome we want is to see the Falcons win. We want to see the Falcons win or get blown out so that we can get the coaches out here faster, get some change in here faster. And the least desirable outcome is a close Falcons loss. Got damn close to it, but sometimes you got to have a close loss. A close game to get the exhilarating feeling of a close win.
Mm-hmm.
Being down 28-14 in the fourth quarter, Falcons then score 15 unanswered points to close it out. Cam, how you feel about this game, brother?
Man, it was a fantastic game, dog. It's been a rough few weeks for us, and I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't really looking forward to this game. Like, you don't really know what to expect with us. You don't know if we're going to play well and then eventually lay down, kind of like how the Seattle game went. You don't know, like, we don't really, or like how the Carolina Panthers game went the first go around. We really didn't know what kind of product we were going to get. This has been a true roller coaster season for us, and I'm gonna be honest, dog. Once we lost playoff contention, I'm like, all right, the wheels have officially fallen off. The team is probably gonna quit. Raheem and the coaching staff is on their way out, and that's a wrap. And we got to go into Tampa. I'm like, we gonna mess around and lose by 20, maybe 30. We even our score predictions going for this game. Like we thought we were about to get our ass beat.
No, I had it close. I just thought that I thought we was gonna look like bums on offense. So you got me there. Hands up, hands back. Because what was my score prediction?
I can't remember. I know mine was I think mine was like a 2 or 3 score loss.
I think I said 21-13, but mainly because it was division game. I said division game. Baker don't play his best when he hurt, that wasn't the issue tonight. And look, the Falcons. I don't know what to make of the officiating, because the Falcons definitely were committing a bunch of penalties. But the hard thing about accepting those calls is when you see other plays that look just like it and there's no call then. My AJ Terrell was getting called for holding all night. But then I felt like it was on a couple of plays where Mike Evans had some catches. I think one of his first catches in the second half, I felt like that was the worst hold AJ Terrell had, and nothing was called. And I'm like, well, if that's not a hold, how are the other ones a hold? But that only makes the victory sweeter. Getting all them penalties against a division opponent on the road while they still playing for something. And then still getting the win, and getting the win with no Drake London, Kirk, Buck Killer Kirk, at it again.
I'm trying to tell you,
but Kirk Cousins is 3-0 against the Bucks since joining the Atlanta Falcons. It's the damnedest thing. And then Buck Killer Kyle out here rooting hard for that franchise tag, working hard for that franchise tag. Because, obviously, if he show out these last few games, the crazy thing about it is Kyle Pitts is about to have one of them years where we ready to run him out. Even Adam kind of gave up on him a little. And he might mess around and have 1,000 yards.
dog. He had 11 catches, 166, and 3 TDs, bro.
And he had like what he had 630 going into this game, so he's walking out of this game just under 800 yards with what 4 games left, 3 games left. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like Kyle Pitts could mess around and get 1,000 yards this year, and well look. What y'all gonna see in the thumbnail is another reason, part of the reason I'm so excited about a win like this, because obviously, typically this is typical Falcon fashion that they find a way to win these close games after they get knocked out of playoff contention. But old big brain Terry knew that was gonna happen, and he was like, "Well, I mean, can't blow draft position if we already traded away our first round pick, right?" Yeah, I feel like Tampa was sad, Carolina was happy, LA was sad tonight with how this game went. Oh, but most importantly, hopefully Atlanta was happy. I think
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
mean, all things considered, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm one of the ones who, shit, after losing the playoff contention with the amount of talent we got on this team and the way things shaking out and like the way we like losing games, I'm like, bro, get everybody out here. But if we mess around and run the table and win our last four and go 8-9, is that enough to keep people's jobs? I guess it depends how we win, because this was a big win. Tampa Bay is competing for the division. They're competing with the Panthers for this to pretty much get this last playoff spot. Because I don't think their record is going to be good enough to get the wild card. I think either Carolina or Tampa, if they're going to make the playoffs, it's because they won the division.
It's
So
because of
this
NFC North, man. NFC North too loaded for somebody in the South
exactly,
win the
bro,
division.
exactly, man. Like, and they're officially 7-7, and there's a good chance they probably lose one more game. Like, who knows, man? Like 9-8 might get it. Who? I
No,
mean, we're
no,
officially
it's gonna be 9-8 because we just hung
yeah.
7 on Tampa. Unless Tampa sweeps, well, Tampa could still go 10 because they
Yeah,
got
they
the
could.
they
They
got the
could.
Panthers twice and they got the Dolphins. They could sweep the Panthers, but I don't know. The Panthers probably real hype right now. They got a chance to. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
But
Look, at least we didn't get. At least we only got swept by one team in the division.
which is very true. Which is very true. So, at this point, man, things could be worse. Things could be worse. I know this is a great way to go into the weekend. A
Yeah,
great way to go into the week. I'm looking forward to work tomorrow, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen to all the podcasts, listen to all the stories. How about these Falcons, man? They're not gonna really talk about us. They're really gonna talk about how about these Bucks and how they let the Falcons beat them.
I
But
mean,
hey,
could you
hey,
blame them
we
for feeling that way given the score in the fourth quarter when they went up 28-14? I mean, they
yeah.
had to feel like this bad boy was in the bag. You know,
Oh, absolutely, man.
Twenty-eight to
Absolutely. Hell, I
fourteen
thought it
at
was in the
home,
bag. I
bro.
thought it was in the
Oh,
bag.
I would
And
put the game on mute by then. I was like, I don't need to hear no more Kirk Herbstreit and what's his face. Now I still got my dub rule. You got to get down by 20 before I cut this shit off. But 14 in the fourth
mm-hmm.
road. Thursday night it wasn't looking good, and you know how teams start glazing the team with playoff hopes and aspirations versus your team who has none when you start getting down big late in the game. Now it's time to just talk about next week for the team that got something to play for, and so and then like I said, how I was feeling about the officiating. Like honestly, I feel like the officiating in the Seahawks game for us was bad. But you can't complain about the officiating when you get smoked.
Yeah.
Those just the
That's a
rules.
fact.
Like they
That's a fact.
blew that touchdown call with Darnell Mooney at the end. I'm like, as I understand the rules, if a guy is pushed out of bounds, he gets to get his feet back in and catch the ball. I thought I knew the rule. And they like really reviewed that shit and came back with the conclusion that that was still illegal. I mean, that wasn't a touchdown. And so I'm confused. And then, like tonight, the Bijan fumble, which I could kind of see, but I almost felt like it was questionable whether or not Bijan had control. Because, like, if you look at how he had the ball, the reason the ball got knocked out so easy is because it was kind of moving and rattling around in his hands. But then they turned around and they had to play with Mike Evans, um, where they throw the play to him and the ball moving and it squirts out the back and then he lands on the ball touched the ground and somehow that's a catch. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like the best player for the Bucks was the one that was like 19 for 124, and that was the refs with the penalties. But then it was hard. That's another one that if you lose the game, it's hard to complain about because you did commit a lot of penalties. All right, AJ Terrell was holding quite a bit and getting grabby. A lot of them holding on us on the offensive side was holding. It's just I felt like I saw situations where I'm like, if that's holding, then this got to be holding, and not even just when it was Tampa, but even when it's us, it's like these plays that look similar aren't getting officiated the same. But like you the team that's 4-9, you 4-9 for a reason. Um, don't start blaming officiating now. But
yeah, that officiating the reason you 4-9.
right? But then it's like, all right. Now that we win, we can call out how bullshit the officiating was. But I don't want to focus on that. We don't get a chance to do these a lot anymore because just for the sake of our own sanity, like we always say, this is a podcast for the fans, by the fans. Um, we want to enjoy the wins and we watch the losses. Well, honestly, we used to record after, but it's the numbers just don't support it. But it is fun to talk after an exciting win like that. Um, and you talked about the prospect earlier of us running the table, and is that enough to save Raheem's job? Now, normally that for me that would be 100% no. I still think it's not. It should be a no. But admittedly, a win against the Bucks and a win against the Rams in them last four, and then sweeping the Saints. Um, I was scared that Arthur Blank gonna get drunk off of that. There's a way to spin that to make it seem reasonable.
Oh, if we finish the season 8-9, and we won our last 3 games, because I think who we got next? We got the Cardinals next,
Cardinals.
which is winnable.
Yep.
If we somehow find a way to beat the Rams and then close the season out by sweeping the Saints, yeah, he's gonna be the head coach next year.
Bruh, it's
Now,
hard
who gonna be
not to. You
and
streaked out.
the worst part is we're gonna have so many questions that are just like we're gonna have a lot of questions come the next year.
That's
Because
almost why I feel. Go ahead. Sorry.
our starting quarterback tore his ACL and probably won't be healthy enough to start the season. Kirk Cousins is owed a lot of money if we decide to re-sign him.
Yeah,
The only way I see us keeping Kirk is if he takes a pay cut, and Kirk ain't taking a pay cut, so Kirk gonna have to go somewhere else. But if he sees that his QB market ain't good, but then again, if we close out the season and win 4 straight games, then his QB market gonna be solid.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, I don't know where we go. I don't know who gonna be the starting QB going into the next year. Like, we got some questions, my boy. Like,
we got bigger questions. That's why I was thinking to myself, man, you kind of have to move. Look, when you want to talk about questions, what the hell am I supposed to do with this game as a decision maker? As a fan, I just get to enjoy it. But as a decision maker, I'm like, well, it was clear that we was letting Pitts go, but now I don't know. We saw Pitts get featured tonight. He wasn't just in the game.
And Zach Robinson said that before the game. He said, yeah, we're going to make sure we get Cal the ball. And look what happened.
He was featured tonight.
Yes.
All right. And then you see what happens when you go into the game with the mindset, get this guy the ball. And it looked good. Mm-hmm. He looked every bit the number 4 overall pick. Then look, let me tell you something about Kyle. The divisiveness about Kyle is not about his play. It's about his draft position. All right? And when you look at his numbers over his last 5 years, he's an above average tight end. Right? He is a plus player, right? Statistically speaking, at least. Pass catching. We won't talk about blocking. We'll just pass catching. But there's no way you can turn a blind eye to the fact that this guy was drafted ahead of Jamar Chase, ahead of Patrick Surtain, ahead of Michael Parsons, ahead of Penei Sewell. There's just no way you could turn the blind eye to that. So you always have to think about that when evaluating him. But then, if he mess around and tack on 1,000-yard year this year, you got a 24-year-old tight end that has had 2,000-yard seasons in his
And
career.
you gonna punt on him? You gonna
And
let
then
him
one
go?
of them, he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can't look at that and just say, all right, we got to let that walk. But if you keep Kyle, now we get into this domino effect about when you knew Kyle was probably going to be out the door, then it's easier to start figuring out, all right, we got to allocate this money for Bijan, we got to allocate this money for London. We'll see what we do at quarterback. It's a we could bring back Caden Ellis, we can figure out what to do with just you can start easing the burden of figuring out the money, right? But now, if Kyle goes on the heater and looks good and the offense looks good because, all of a sudden we featuring more players that should be featured and Kyle turns out to be one of them, then it's, all right, now we got to figure out what to do with Kyle. And then, you go on a 4-game win streak to end the year and including victories over Tampa and, LA. Well, what are we doing with this coaching staff? What are we doing with the offense? And are we bringing back guys? Are we tearing it down? What are we doing? What are we doing? You got to figure that out. But speaking of no draft picks, no first-round draft pick next year because, went on ahead, got that out the way. So it doesn't matter if you win this game. You're not feeling like the Falcons ruining their draft position. James Pierce Jr.
Mm-hmm.
2 sacks tonight. 8 sacks on the season. From the number 26 overall pick.
He was, man. He was.
I mean, if you get telling me that if you end the year with a guy getting double-digit sacks in his rookie season at 26, you telling me that guy wasn't worth a top 10 pick?
He was. He was. It just at this time, kind of like, bro, we're 5-9 now. Our team has clear deficiencies, whether it be talent wise, scheme wise, coaching wise, our team, or even like GM or like drafting and whatnot. We have some clear deficiencies, man, and we'll see. We'll see how this shit shakes out. But I agree. James Pierce Jr. is looking every bit worth that pick. Like he has 8 sacks on the season. If he finished with double-digit sacks for the year, and with 3 games left, all you gotta do is get half a sack, essentially. But yeah, I'm fuck that pick, dude. Excuse my language, but forget that pick. Like he's worth it. He's worth it, dude.
And that's what you have to look at, like you can always look at what's ahead, but you do got to look at what you got with what you gave up. And dude, James Pierce, when you want to talk about a guy getting better, I remember feeling good about James Pierce Jr. when we drafted him. I liked what I saw. I liked how fluid he was, how quick he was, the length. I thought he could be a better run defender than he got credit for. I felt a lot of positive things, but then the year started out. He wasn't really playing as much. They was really using him in designated pass rusher situations. He was really getting outshined by Jalen Walker, which was fine. Jalen Walker was drafted ahead of him, and ultimately, regardless of where you felt about James Pierce's talent, you look at his draft position. He was a later first-round draft pick. Now he's the guy who you traded next year's draft pick for, but you did get a first rounder back. So I look at it as a first rounder for a first rounder. So if you want to be one of those people, then you can compare the position that we ended this year with and say, all right, you traded James Pierce for whatever position you end up with in this year's draft, and say, was James Pierce worth that kind of pick? And then that's when all right, now do I feel as good or feel as bad about the pick? But then, if James Pierce Jr. Basically outperforms every pass rusher in the draft, you say that, okay, so James Pierce Jr. is the best pass rusher in this draft, which means he should have been drafted where the best pass rusher in this draft was drafted, which would have been Abdul Carter, who was drafted, number 2 overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, that if he outperforms that guy, then it's reasonable. And maybe I'm doing some mental gymnastics. It's reasonable then to say that even if the Falcons ended up with a top 10 pick, he was totally worth it because he would have been better than basically any player at that position. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Even more so if he messes around and get a rookie of the year. Granted, it's gonna be tough because that guy from Seattle's pretty good, and I think that another linebacker from Cleveland's pretty good too.
Yeah.
But
But a primetime game does not hurt. A
yeah,
primetime game with a good performance.
but finishing the season with double-digit sacks as a rookie when Abdul Carter was like having like what, two?
And bro, and look, Pierce
Yeah.
is not hitting his ceiling at all. Like
Oh, absolutely, dude.
like
I'm now that I'm seeing this, I'm like, ooh, what if this is just the standard, bro? Like this is just the bare minimum from going out. Like, hey, he's gonna be a ten sack. Because if he could, if you tell me we draft a guy in the first round who gets 10 sacks a season, I'd accept that. I'd accept that.
and
You know,
look,
he gonna get 10 plus sacks a season. I'd accept that.
And look, when you really think about how his year has gone, he was more of a designated pass rusher early in the year. And he was coming on twists and stunts. Lately, at this point in the year, he's starting to just win off the edge. He's
Mm-hmm.
starting to line up at end and just rush from end in a four-man pressure and get pressure. He had a bunch of plays where he had pressure. He had a pass breakup tonight. You know what I'm saying? So he had 2 sacks, a pass breakup, probably multiple pressures to go with that. Um, dude, Pierce is James Pierce Jr. was worth his draft position. Um,
He
and
was. He was.
and look, I'm just glad he was a Falcon. I'm glad to see that part's working out. Um, Kobe had a rough night tonight. Welcome to the NFL. He's undrafted free agent. Got pulled into duty because Mike Hughes sustained an injury. That's what most teams do. They get the rookie. Um, they say, "Hey, you got your undrafted rookie out there playing. We about to go at him. We got what we feel like is 4 pretty good receivers. We about to attack him. He about to see what Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan. He gonna get a taste of all of them. You
Yeah,
can't hide him."
he got mossed.
It was crazy though. I hope that doesn't hurt his confidence because on the play he got mopped on. He had good coverage.
Me, same here. Like he good coverage, bro. Like
He
good
was in his
coverage. Mike Evans is
pocket.
just Mike Evans.
And that's a 6 foot. And even then, it really was on the rebound. Like the ball could have bounced a different direction, and that could have been a pick.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it bounced Evans' way, and um,
Man, dude, it's nice to get a dub, man. It's a good feeling, man. We ain't had this in a while, so it's nice to get.
and see, my bad. When you talk about being a decision maker and figuring out what to do with this season, when if you see a team go streaking out 4 games, like 4-0 to end the year, but with Kirk Cousins at quarterback, it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, are we about to start Kirk Cousins next? Are we about to keep Kirk Cousins and try to start him next? You see what I'm saying? You
Like, are we
just
about to run it back? Are we about to run it back? Kirk is owed too much money, dog. That's the thing. We
He's
can't
got the
afford to
money.
keep.
It's his cap hit that go crazy. Like Kirk's really only gonna get like I say we cut Kirk. Um I think he's gonna be a $20 million dead cap hit, which is rough, but you could do worse. And then if you keep him this year, cut him next year, he's a $10 million dead cap hit, which isn't bad at all. But that I think that's if you cut him. But I think if he's on your team, his cap hit was in the 60s or something. And
Man, bro.
yeah, just trying to figure out. And when does that TV deal kick in? I don't remember when the TV deal kicks in because when it does, that's when it's gonna be this huge jump in the cap. But um,
I don't know what we gonna do, bro. It's a
let's not
lot
get
of
ahead of ourselves. We're talking about if
yeah.
we go 4-0, but like realistically, best case scenario, we probably go 3-1. or 2-2.
Yeah, which
Which
honestly would be ideal for decision making wise, because then they made it for
open
you.
that door, Raheem. You can go this way and take your with you.
But if we win four in a row, that might be enough for him to keep his job, and
It
the
applies pressure.
carousel continues.
Oh my God, it's a carousel either way. I just want to get off. I just
Oh
want to
my
get off.
God.
But
Same,
regardless of
brother.
all of that, man, it was awesome just getting watch the Falcons win, because it was a couple times I was like, man, y'all would get on this Thursday night game on national TV and make me watch this effing game until the fourth effing quarter just to watch y'all lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then what was so crazy was how it all went down. I think I'm starting to see a little of the analytics and how it trick you, right? Because I think about how that game played out, right? So we were down 28-20. We decided to go for two. I wholly disagreed. I was like, what are we doing? Right? But then you down and you go, 28 to 20 because you don't get it. But then you score again, go for two, you don't get it. Now it's 28-26. The position that put the Bucks in, though, is that now instead of going to win the game because the game is tied, they have to play to protect the lead because they up
hmm
two. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, it's just easier to be aggressive when the game goes to overtime if you don't go for it. So you gotta, you thinking, hey, we got a clear objective of trying to get in the field goal range. But when the objective is, hey, just don't blow the game, the game is just played a little different. And then and then when we get the ball back with no timeouts, um and it's 3rd and 18, and we create a holding play, and then it goes to 2nd and 28, incomplete pass, and you go to 3rd and 28.
And I'm just like, that's about right.
I almost cut this damn game off right here. I'm like, why am I about to waste my time watching it? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let these boys play it out.
It was 3rd and 28. Then Kyle Pitts
Third
with
and
the
20
catch,
with no timeouts.
and then David Sills with a snag, bro.
Hey, you saw his feet. David Sills on the slick, he kind of stumbled a little and
He
like almost
did.
lost his feet. But he was able to get up and catch the ball overhead. And I saw that game. I was like, oh my God. Why y'all doing this to me, Atlanta?
Hey,
Why
hey,
are y'all tricking me?
I guarantee you, David says he don't get a lot of tick like that, but that catch is gonna be in his man cave.
Oh God. It led to a W. That
Oh,
like the game
absolutely,
was
bro.
over. The game was over.
Yes.
Like, and then he made that catch, and then uh wow. What a game. Kyle Pitts goes crazy, Bijan goes crazy. Um because what
Did
they
y'all
each
forget to
scored two
pick?
touchdowns, right? No, no, no. Did they score two touchdowns, Pete?
Pitts had three.
Oh, Pitts had the third. That's right. Bijan, there was a penalty on that play. Yeah, Pitts had three and Bijan had one. So um I hope you started Pitts on your fantasy team. I know most people had him on the bench.
I know I started Mike Evans, which was a big risk, and I was hey, Mike Evans went off, and when the Falcons still win, I'll take
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's playoffs, baby.
And
I'm
then we
first
get
round of the playoffs. Ooh.
bruh, I'm so happy. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been watching the middle of that field all week. It looked like boo boo. It looked like a skid mark. That's what the middle of the Tampa Bay field looked like. And then I'm like, Jesus, he's lined up right on the skid mark, boy. He gonna slip and shank this kick somehow. Um, and and the worst part about the close losses is that I don't get my night back. It's midnight right now. I work tomorrow. I'm tired. I was tired today already. Um, but hey, you know what? He didn't slip. He got that W. It's meaningless now. It also the other thing that kind of sucks about it is um You know, when you look at how the team played and how they closed given the situation, you know, being down 28-14 in the fourth, it's like, man, we could have closed like this in so many other games. Our season could have looked completely different. How
That's
many
what I'm saying.
times,
Dude, like,
like Zay Gonzalez might be the next one. He might be the next Falcons kicker that's just here for some time, making clutch kicks. Because if we would have had him week one against Tampa, had him against the Patriots, you know, who knows how these games go?
yeah, yeah,
And
that's a
that's
fact.
just the kicker. That's not even talking about, you know, other things that we did or didn't do. You know, and then the way we closed in the game where we had all those penalty yardage and that were back-breaking penalties. I'm talking third and goal after you made a good play on sets. Oh, and you got the stats, right? You got the stats up?
I do.
How many yards Kirk throw for tonight?
373.
Crazy. How many yards? I mean, how many sacks did we have as a team?
We had how many sacks we had? 5.
And how many yards did Bijan have?
Rushing, he had 93. Receiving, he had 82.
Now, how many more yards could each of these guys have without those ill-timed penalties? How many more sacks could we have had without those ill-timed? We lost at least 2 sacks. We sacked Baker like 7 times tonight,
Yeah, we lost the fumble too.
and we
We
lost
did.
the fumble on our
We
side
did.
of the field,
We did get an interception though. D. Alford did get a pick, which was nice.
which was a great call too. That was basically the same coverage that led to a third down stop when they targeted. I can't remember who it was they targeted. It might have been Mike Evans. It might have been Hey, Buka. I know D Alford ran underneath, and then the pass went flying
Hey,
out.
another shout out to our O line, bro. We only gave up one. We only gave up one sack. Two.
Well, I'll shout out their pass protection, but that's all I can shout out because they were one of the main culprits with the penalties.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. But hey, silver lining, my boy.
Yeah,
they
that's
only
right. That's right. Hey, we
they
ain't
only
gonna take
gave
it
up
away.
one sack, 2 tackles for losses. So
And that's important when Kirk's your quarterback. They gave
yeah,
Kirk a chance, and Kirk gave them a chance. Kirk rewarded them.
he did, man. Oh, he absolute. He went 30 for 44, 373, and 3 TDs, bro.
Yeah, 3 TDs to Kyle Pitts. Oh wow.
Dude, David Sills dude had 6 catches for 78 yards, bro.
Yeah, I mean David Sills and Kirk Cousins got a bit of a connection. And look, for those wondering about fantasy, this is how you do it late in the year. When there's injuries afoot, somebody got to get them targets.
Yeah,
All
that's a
right.
fact. That's a fact.
David Sills ain't gonna carry you to no fantasy championship, but guess what? Hey, somebody won a playoff game today because they started David Sills because somebody has to get those targets.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know, Kirk Cousins not a complete bum at quarterback. He's just not like an elite guy, but he knows what he's doing.
No, I agree. I agree.
All right, man. Well, look, enjoy your night. Falcons win. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here, Cam?
Uh, what a great way to go into Friday, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna
Some
lie.
sleepless
I'm not
night.
gonna be tired when I wake up in the morning, man. I'm gonna have an extra little boost. Some may call that boost a dash of hopium, but we're not making the playoffs, so it ain't that much hopium.
Hey, it's not hopium. It's happium.
Yeah, it is,
It's
man.
okay.
Just
Just be happy.
hey, it's like that verbal meme. It's like Kevin from The Office. It's just nice to win one.
Yeah.
It's just nice to win one, bruh.
Like, man, I'm like, if you a fan of, you can't call yourself a fan of the team if you enjoy watching team lose.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Even though we suck, even though we not making the playoffs, even though I want all the coaches fired, I wanted to win this game.
That's what I wanted. That was still the best outcome for me, that we win.
Yes.
You know how many times I've seen us win the last game of the year that ruined our draft position? I'm like, I don't care. I'm happy.
Thank you, bro. I don't care. We
I
won.
don't care.
Yes.
Hey man, F them picks.
Yes. Especially of all the years to say F them picks, this is the year.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, well, y'all guys know the drill by now. We on the AG Landon at X.com. And y'all know the drill by now. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the little bell when you want to hear some real niggas uploading. Peace.
Mm-hmm.